What up, everybody? This is Coach Rob from the Platform Orlando, and I have another great guest with me here today from Mount Dora Christian Academy, 8-1, just a solid season. They're thinking about state championship. I'm talking about class of 2027, Noah Wilde Becker. How you doing, sir?
I'm doing great, Coach. How are you?
I'm doing outstanding. I'll do better talking to you. I'm looking forward to this for about a week or so now, talking to you. Can you just start off with the 8-1 season? How it's going so far? You got one more game left the regular season, then it's playoff time. So just go through the season for me, and then talk about the playoffs and state championship run.
Well, I think we're having a great season so far. I think one of the things we do well is run the ball. We run a single wing offense. Other teams know it. We know it. We're running the ball every play. It's just, can you stop us?
Here is your
And
reminder. Take the dogs out.
I know.
Big. Here
I
is
know.
your reminder. Take the dogs out.
I know. With our single wing front, we're working on a lot of other formations and trying to get ready for the playoffs. Trying to just not do the same thing over and over again, because eventually we play a better team. I mean, teams are going to pick up on that, and they're going to put 11 guys on the line of scrimmage and try to stop that run. But I just think we're having a great season. We started off rough in the first game, but overall, I think we're really heading for a state championship, and I just think the mentality is there with everybody on our team, and yeah.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I love so. Last time I coached a wing. Last time, a couple years ago, I was part of a wing T offense, and it's just awesome. It really is because, like you said, the other team knows you're running the ball. 80% of the time you're running the ball.
Yeah.
And what's
Yeah.
the mindset as an offensive lineman? You gotta love it, right? Like, hey, I'm getting a run block,
Oh, yeah.
I'm creating holes. So, what's your mindset? Because that's offense to me. That's offensive lineman's dream.
Yeah, well, honestly, I think it's just transitioning from last year where we would pass a lot. So I think just coming into this year, it's just a whole mentality change. Like, I went from, okay, I'm going to stop you from getting to the quarterback to I'm going to drive you against your will to go somewhere where you don't want to go, and you're just going to have to deal with it for the whole game. And I think that's one of the most thrilling things that you could do in football, is just take somebody somewhere against their will. And just the feeling of driving somebody into the dirt and just hearing them just like, and you're just like, oh, it's all game, man. But yeah, it's a great feeling. It's a different mentality when you're running the ball.
Yeah, I'm sure. I was talking to an offensive lineman last week, and he's like, "Pancakes are my touchdowns. I live for them, right? It's my time to shine. I'm looking to drive people into the ground. Like I want to make sure that I finish every single block, and I want to drive them into the ground. I mean, I've seen your tape. That's your mentality, correct?
Oh yeah, no, it's especially when I get myself angry at them before a game. Oh man, especially against Masters. Masters last year, they beat us 42-0. I'm pretty sure.
Right.
Or no, 42-14. And that was just my reminder to myself before the game, before we played them, is okay, these guys are going to come over here onto our field and try to beat us. And before the game, they were crowding our logo and stuff, trying to be disrespectful, and that's just what really set me off. So on the first play of the game, I just completely drove my guy all the way down the field and pancaked him. So
yeah, that was the game I watched on you guys, was against Masters, and I knew
yeah.
I knew last year they ended up getting the best of you guys, and you guys dominated that from front to the end. I mean, it was a 40-yard pass. I mean, you guys were having fun out there. You guys looked like you had fun again that game. Was that a game like, hey, we're going to get them back for kind of their mentality last year?
Oh, 100%. You could tell just by looking at all of the guys right before the game, when we all kind of crowd together in our locker room and coach is talking to us. I think everybody was just completely locked in for that game, just ready to beat him.
Right, and then if I remember looking at your guys' schedule, and the next game was the team that knocked you out of the playoffs. Was that correct?
Right, Christchurch, yeah. They beat us once during the regular season, I think 41-21, I think, something
Right.
like that. And then they knocked us out of the playoffs and beat us 42-7.
And you were on a revenge tour. So I remember thinking, like, man, that's going to be another test for you guys because this is a team that's a really good team. They're a team that made it pretty far last year, knocked you out of the playoffs. What was the bus ride? Because that was away, correct?
Yes, that was away. All
Yeah,
the way to Jacksonville.
what was the mentality? That was in Jacksonville, right?
Yes.
That's a long drive up there, and I mean, it's what was the mentality for the week of practice and then the drive up there?
Well, I mean, I think the mentality is oh, they're a good team, but we're a better team this year. So we were holding ourselves to a higher standard, especially during that week of practice. Like our head coach, Coach Tackett, was, ooh, he was getting on us. I'll tell you that. But no, just that whole day, all the guys are locked in, and we're just ready to win because we knew we were going to beat them. It was just a matter of when we were going to kick the ball off and actually do it. So,
Right, you're right. Like you said, having an amazing season. So I don't know much about the team, about Eagles View, and I don't want to get too much into them because I know they're the next team. But what do you want to do? What's going to be a successful end of the season for you guys before the playoffs? What's your mentality going into this next game?
well, I think our mentality going into the next game is, I mean, they're not the best team. So, I mean, we expect to beat them by a lot. It's just, are we able to execute at our 100% every play and get ourselves ready for the upcoming playoffs? Coach Tackett said that this is our kind of determiner at where we are at, and I think we just need to execute to the best of our abilities and just be able to play our best football.
I mean, you got to be excited for these playoffs coming in because
Yeah.
the feeling of, because sometimes you go into the playoffs, you're like, we can make a little run. We're trying to win a game. We're trying to get to the state championship. You guys have to be, I mean, you have a great team. You have a really solid team, great coaching staff, great athletes. You got to be thinking state championship. I mean, is that the mindset that you have?
Yeah, that's 100% the mindset. I mean, our coach was just talking to us today in the team meeting. He's talking about this thing called tunnel vision. Just today, or from today and on, this is the day to just start focusing and just keep your eyes on what's ahead. And we're always thinking about that state championship. I mean, this is really important to the school, really important to us. So, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, you guys got to be favorites for that. I mean, I'm definitely got you guys as favorites for sure. But it's going to take, obviously, it's one of those things that you have to go out there and prove it. Every team's going to be gunning for you. You guys have a great regular season. You want to end it with the championship. And you just recently had a bye, correct?
Yes, that's true.
And that's a late bye. What were you 9 games into it before you had your first bye? What was the mindset? I'm sure you're like, man, finally we get a chance to, or what was your mindset like finally, or was your mindset, I don't want to break up this momentum that we have going, or was it just a perfect timing?
Well, I feel like it's perfect timing because you get most of the regular season out of the way, and then you get that time to kind of like rest your bodies and recover for the upcoming playoffs. So that way you're feeling fresh by the time week one of the playoff starts, whereas all these other teams have their bye week, midway through the season, and they're a little bit more banged up than we are. So I think it was a great time to schedule our bye week.
Yeah, I'm excited for you guys. I really am. I know the brackets will be coming out fairly soon. You guys will be in the playoffs a couple weeks from now. I mean, that's awesome. So let's we talked about this season. Let's go into some previous, you coming up, so let's start from the beginning. When did you realize, at what age did you realize that football was for you?
I'd probably say about when I was 12 years old. I played in a youth league, called Celebration Storm, and it was my first ever year of football. So I got beat every play, but that was like the first time in my life that I felt like a thrill of like, okay, this is what I need to be doing. Like, this is, even though I'm getting beat, like I'm still having fun. This game is what I want to do for the rest of my life. So, I mean, ever since then, I mean, I worked hard on that whole off season, played another youth season, kept working hard, and that's kind of just been my whole thing all the way up to now is just keep working hard in the off season and getting better and better as much as I can.
Yeah, for sure. What is a typical, or what did last off season look like for you? What was the grind like? Strength training, speed training, whatever, weight in the weight room. What was kind of the mindset, and how did that look strategically wise?
Well, I mean, I played basketball.
Oh, nice.
I played basketball JV. I was a sophomore, and just kind of did that to help keep me in shape, get my footwork right, and I mean, I still did lifts for the football team for weight training class. I went to the gym outside of school, just trying to work out as much as possible, get as strong as possible. After basketball, I went into track and did shot put. And what was cool about our track season is that we would do speed training every Tuesdays and Thursdays, like speed and agility training with like plyometrics and
Right.
all those fun things to just kind of get you more athletic. So, and then we also had our spring workout. So we would do in the morning before school that were really, really hard and on your body. But I mean, I think just the overall off season was just trying to be involved with as much as I can, so that way I can get better.
Yeah, definitely. So, what position you play in basketball?
Center. I just played center. I just went out there and I just tried to use my body. So that's use what God gave me.
Can you shoot? Are you a shooter? Or are you like what's your game look like?
Well, every big guy says they're good in the paint, but I shoot a few threes here and there. So.
So you're in the post, you're in the paint, just throw you the ball, you're going to back the guy up and take it from there,
It's
right?
not guaranteed to make it though. So.
Were you one of the stronger guys in the on the team and that you went up against?
On the basketball team, yeah. I was definitely the strongest guy there.
That's awesome. And then you said the speed work, and so how did the speed work help you with your footwork? How did it translate to now what you're doing?
I think because in part of the speed training was led by our offensive line coach. In the speed training, after we did all of the plyometrics and stuff, he would kind of bring all the offensive linemen who were there, and we would work on hip mobility and shoulder strength. We do simple drills like getting on all fours and trying to push the other person who's on all fours, kind of like that.
Right.
But just contact prep and kind of getting my hips right for the football season, which I think is the most important thing for an offensive lineman, is just having strong, flexible hips to where you're able to shift all of your power and move somebody who's really heavy.
Right. How do you think your offseason is going to go once this season ends with the championship or wherever it ends? What are you going to go the same path with basketball, track, spring training, all those things, or are you going to change it up a little bit?
Well, I'm still on air about basketball. I was thinking this year I focus on lifting weights and doing plyometrics out on my own, and I was for sure doing track this year. I'm going to do shot put and just kind of keep up on that speed and agility training, that contact prep stuff. But I mean, I know this off season is probably my most important off season, right, as a junior going into his senior year. So it's really crunch time this time. So it's time for me to lock in and just work as hard as possible, so that once my senior year comes, it's my best football season in my career.
Yeah, definitely. So let's talk about the weight room a little bit. What's some of your favorite lifts? And let's start with what's your favorite lift?
My favorite lift, this is probably an odd one. It's probably deadlift, honestly.
It's a good one.
I think I was gifted with stronger back than all my other muscles. Deadlift was just kind of my favorite from the second I started doing it.
And that's a great lift for offensive linemen, right? Just the hinging and all that. Like that's that's
Yeah,
perfect for what you're doing.
yeah, yeah. It's nice. I like doing it.
Yeah, definitely. So let's talk about a little bit of film. What's your how much time do you spend watching film, and what do you look for when you're studying a defensive lineman?
So I know I take time outside of school to watch as much film as possible. I mean, obviously, I got practice and studying, but just every chance I get, I like to just look at the team that we're going to be playing that week, and what I mainly look for is like how fast the defensive lineman gets off the ball and how good they are at shedding their blocks. Because if I'm playing against a team and I'm watching their film, I'm looking for those two things because those are going to determine how good a defensive lineman is. So if we're going to play a guy who's really fast off the ball, I'm going to tell all my other offensive linemen, hey, you need to look out for this guy. He gets off the ball fast. We got to be faster. So that's probably just what I look for in film.
Right, right. I know the offensive line is like a big family, right? It's the team within the team. You know, everyone,
Oh,
all
yeah.
five men got to be communicating. How close are you guys, the offensive line group?
Honestly, I think we're pretty close. I mean, I know all of my offensive linemen like brothers. I mean, we all hang out, and one of them is my best friend. So he's the center. His name's Sawyer. He's really cool. And yeah, I mean, all different relationships with them. They all got their own personality. Uh, it's just great. They're all good friends.
Yeah, definitely. You got to have that camaraderie and all that. You know, especially offensive linemen, because everything you're working in tandem with each other and things like that. Let's talk about who's the hardest defensive lineman that you've gone against up to this point in your career.
I know this. So my freshman year, I went up against this guy named Xavier Dalton in practice. He was this big, lengthy defensive end. I mean, he was 6'4". He had the longest arms I've ever seen on a defensive end, and I mean, I couldn't run block him. I couldn't pass block him. He's just so hard to block. But I mean, yeah, that was probably the best defensive lineman I've ever.
Yeah, definitely, for sure. Let's talk about you personally, your leadership on the team, or what is your role? Like, are you the vocal leader? You just, by example, what type of leadership you approach with the team?
I think my type of leadership is coaching. So if one of my fellow offensive linemen mess up on a play, I think uh, God gifted me with the ability to like analyze what somebody's doing and know what's wrong and know how to fix it. So um, I'll look at like an offensive lineman who messed up, and I'll be able to tell him, hey, you let's say you messed up on this play because you didn't move your feet, or you weren't low enough, or you weren't fitting up on it onto his pads, and just yeah, that's probably how I'd answer that.
Right, for sure, for sure. If a college coach was listening right now, what would you want them to know about you as a player and as a teammate?
I guess I'd just say like I'm willing to work harder than any player you've ever had to be able to accomplish my goals and to be able to be a good football player. Is my my goal is to be just the best offensive lineman that I could possibly be, and just be able to beat any defensive lineman who comes up against me.
Yeah,
But
definitely,
yeah,
for
that's
sure.
what I say.
Awesome. What about so lost my train of thought. So if we weren't talking football right now, what would we be talking about? Whether it's music, gaming, life, something deeper. What interests you outside of the game of football?
I know it's not really common for big offensive linemen like me, but I mean, I'm really into like art and drawing. I mean, that's a hobby I've had since I was really, really young. I mean, I'm taking an art class now as digital art, so you're drawing on like an iPad, and I mean, I'm having a great time. It's just a way to kind of like zone out from all the like everything that's happening around you in the world, and to just kind of have a second to chill and just relax. So yeah, that's what I'd say.
Yeah. So you've been drawing your whole life, right?
Yeah, pretty much.
A lot of people that can draw they've been drawing as a kid, little kid, all the way up to now. And you said that's just a way for you just to relax and just
Yeah.
express yourself in a different way.
Yes, exactly.
That's a good thing to have. It really is a very good trait because life's about more than just football, right? Like I mean, I know at high
Yeah.
school it might feel a little different, but life is
Yeah.
just life is a lot. Football one day will end, and it ended for all of us, and it will end for all of us. So it's just having
Yeah.
those things outside. I know some people that do Legos, some people play video games, whatever it is to keep you balanced. I mean, that's really all the focus
Yeah.
is. So I know the question I was going to ask earlier. So how's the recruiting process going for you right now?
Well, I mean, I just got a game day invite to go see a game at the University of South Dakota. So, I mean, that was pretty cool. It's supposed to be their last game, and I'm happy to go see that. And I was just talking to a coach at West Georgia, and he was talking to me about maybe coming to see me play. And I mean, I'm pretty excited about that. I got a lot of coaches following me on Twitter too. I mean, I got Auburn, just a lot of probably 20 schools following me. So
Yeah.
hopefully going into the off season, I mean, I get some offers.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, they should be following you, right? I mean, you're a hell of a player, so it's one of those things that they follow good athletes, they follow good offensive linemen. So it's no shock to me that they'd be following you and watching what you're doing and all that. What's one thing? We'll wrap this up. We'll look at film here in a minute, real quick. But what's one thing people misunderstand about offensive line?
I would probably say that they're unathletic. I mean, to be an offensive lineman, I think you have to be more athletic because not only do you have to be super strong, but you also have to move around as much weight as you have every single play. So to be able to move around 300 pounds every single play at almost as fast as some of the skill positions, I mean, that takes a lot of athleticism. And I think that's what's misunderstood about offensive linemen.
Yeah, that's one thing I love about offensive line. I always have obviously huge respect for offensive linemen. Just what like you said, the athlete you have to be, the strength, the pulling, and then the smarts, right? Because the communication, you get so many different pressures, so many different blitzes, so many different fronts. People are trying to confuse you and all that, and you're working with other people. So it's one of the hardest positions. It's one of the most rewarding positions because, like you said, nothing feels better than moving someone against their own will
Oh yeah.
to go the opposite way. I mean, that's an
Yeah.
amazing feeling. When you have a good offensive line, it's even better feeling. So you got to win the game in the trenches. And that will never change whether you're single wing or whether you're spread air raid. If you don't win the trenches, you're not going to win many football games at all. So it's definitely one of those things for sure. Last question before we watch film. If you could go back right now and talk to the 12-year-old self before you with Celebration Storm, you're about to suit up, you're about to play, go to your first practice. What would you tell yourself at 12 years old about the process, the journey, just about football? What would you say?
I'd probably say just don't don't be discouraged when you mess up. Don't stay in your head. Just keep staying on the path that you're going on, and you'll eventually turn out great. That's probably what I'd say.
The journey is what it's all about. And look at you now. I mean, could you have imagined at 12 years old? I mean, you probably could, right? That you would be in the position that you are right now. 8-1 team. You're getting ready to go on college visits. People following you on social media. Could you imagine that you'd be in this position?
I mean, I hoped when I was 12 years old. I mean, I probably would believe it.
Yeah, for sure.
I knew when I was 12 years old, I'm going to work and I'm going to get better at this. So I would say
definitely.
so.
Definitely. That's a great answer. I mean, you're very confident in yourself. But let's get into this film real quick. Watch a couple minutes of this. And just I love to watch highlights. You could just walk us through your mentality, kind of what you see, kind of how the process went. So let me go ahead and pull this up. And let me know if you can see it. You can see the screen?
Yeah, I can see it.
So go ahead if you want to just walk us through this.
I remember this play. So on this play, I have a down block, and I just remember seeing him just be completely discouraged because they were losing and they were all in a bad mood. So I'm like, oh, I'm going to make your day worse. And I decided to just completely drive him down the field and just pancake him like that. So,
What quarter is this?
this is the fourth quarter, I'm pretty sure. With
So
like
you've
7
already
minutes
been wearing on him. You've already been wearing on him for 3 quarters.
Okay.
He's on the 3-yard line. He knows you guys are about to score, and then now you had to pancake to it.
Yep. Turn their shoulders and just lay on him.
His teammate helped him up, right? What about this
Yeah.
one?
Oh, this one is against a 300-pound dude. We're running a wedge block, and I just get fit up on his inside shoulder, and I just drive, and I just fall on top of him. So it felt good to move somebody that heavy into the dirt. So, yeah, that's what I'd say about that play.
Oh, that's awesome.
He was giving me trouble, a little bit of trouble that game. So this is the satisfaction of actually doing him like that was great.
For sure. How often do you guys shift a lot?
Not in practice. We shift a lot in games because for some reason teams jump off sides so much
They do.
when you
They
shift.
do. You know, Edgewater, I watched them.
Especially-
They shift a lot too.
Yeah. Especially when you get down super quick and then you shift like you're about to go. That always gets some.
Yeah.
I remember that one. I kind of ran him into my center a little bit, but yeah, this was just our one of our plays where I get to down block, which is something that I take pride in, is my ability to down block. So yeah.
Same guy having a rough game.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Well, that's how it is for most teams. Is just whoever they have lined up against me just has a pretty rough day that day. So.
Right.
This one's a little hard to see, but I'm kind of behind the line. It's a good thing when it's hard to see you in a play, because you just drove him outside of where.
Yeah, he disappeared. It's one of those things. He disappeared.
There's me and our outside tackle double teamed on that play, and I just fell on him, so it was funny. Man, I love football.
Yeah, it's great.
This was another double team for me and our outside tackle. As a big dude, we moved pretty far upfield.
Yeah, he took him 15 yards against his will. He wasn't trying to go that direction.
Yeah, no.
On the goal line, they know you're about to run the ball here. There's no.
Ooh, yeah. They know it, but they can't stop it. Yep. Just right. See, that play is great because it runs right in between me and our outside tackle, who's also really good. So.
Yeah, definitely. Well, Noah, I appreciate it, and I'll give the last word to you before we close this thing off. And anything you want to say?
Just thank you for inviting me to be on here. I had a great time, and just thank you very much.
Yeah, definitely. And I'm like I said, I'll be watching you guys in your playoff run, expecting something for. But just like same thing you guys are expecting. You guys are gonna represent the area, the region, very well. I know that for sure. You guys have a great team. So best of luck to you for the rest of the season.